Never mind. So anytime you go into that HTTPD config file, you need to restart the server afterwards. Well, how do you reset the server? Let's go ahead and just minimize our little guy down there. And to restart it, there's a couple different places you can do it from. I'm going to come in here and open up my control panel. And from my control panel, I'll come down to Administrative Tools. And from there, I've got my services. Go ahead and open up Services. And let's move this down into our little recording area. And you'll find Apache inside here. Just simply select Apache. And then you can go ahead and do a restart service. And this will cause it to stop, restart, and during the restart, Apache will reread the config file. So let's go ahead and do it. And there she goes. Good, good, and it's done. Let's go ahead and prove that. So we'll just close all this out. We'll go ahead and open our web page back up. We'll refresh it. Now we've got the forbidden. Okay. Forbidden. You don't have permission to access on the server. Access, well, at the root anyways. So how do we set permissions? Well, not that I'm going to get all into setting stuff up, at that level, but I do want to just go ahead and talk about this real quick. We'll go ahead and come back into the HTTPD config file, and you'll find if you come down just a little bit lower after document root that you're going to find another area, okay? And this area starts to get all into permissions. Isn't that right?
Permissions and options.
Permissions and options. Options, indexes, follow sim links, multi-views, etc. Indexes is what we're interested in right now, right?
Yes.
Just so that we don't get a forbidden, we actually can go in there and at least see an index listing of everything, right?
Right. Indexes will show an automatic listing of what's in that directory.
So, and basically in this section right here, I can get in here and as basically have a start directory and an end directory right there. I can go in here and put multiple directories and set options and permissions on all these directories.
Right. You could start another directory tag to a specific folder.
This being a directory tag.
And then you can set different options on that folder.
These being all the options. Absolutely. Okay, so but we're not going to get deep into that. Instead, let's go ahead and just come in here and adjust this to say web root. Okay? And it's just going to inherit the options that were already in here for the initial root that was set up. So with that in place, file, save. And let's go ahead and move this out of the way. Now, this next thing, I'll just drag it over there because this is going to be outside of the viewing range. But I'm going to go ahead and come up into Start, Programs, come down to Apache Server. And I know you can't see this. It's up under the Control Apache Server. And I'll just simply right-click and bring out a shortcut. There's Restart. Okay, again, it's found up under the folder options from the Start on the taskbar. So I can just simply click this guy, and it's going to restart the service for me.
Oh, that's nice.
It just saves me from having to dig down through the control panel, services, and all that stuff. So it's been restarted. So what we'll do is we'll open up our browser again, and let's refresh the page. Look at that.
Ah.
So now instead of getting, forbidden, now we're seeing index of and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
But we need to stick our file in there.
Exactly.
Okay? So right now, let's go ahead and minimize that. If you remember, our index file that we wrote, our incredibly cool, sophisticated web page, was located up under Program Files, Apache Group, Apache. And we'll just scroll on down here and htdocs. And there it is. Okay, we don't need it there no more, right?
Right.
I'll just go ahead and middle-click and move it out over here. Yes, I know you can cut and all that good stuff, but I'm trying to make this as visual as possible. Now what we'll do is we'll just come on back up to our K drive. We'll go up under Web Root. And now I'll just simply middle-click and move this into Web Root. Okay, so there it is. Again, I'll go ahead and open up my little web page, and let's refresh one more time. There we go.
Nice.
My first web page, and it's now pulling it from this new location that I've set up. Okay, pretty handy, right?
Yes, a lot easier to get to.
So I guess there's just one more thing we want to show for this Apache section, and that is sometimes you may not want to use the file index.html as the default page that's going to get started. Agree with that?
Yes, some HTML editors might save to HTML by default.
Sometimes you might want a PHP page to be triggered as the default page, right?
Yes, you could also want that.
So how do we change this? Again, we need to go back into Apache's config file. So back into the HTTPD config file, and then from here we're looking for something different. Instead of searching through things, let me just show you this. We'll just come in here and do a Control F to find it, and we'll look for index.html. Find, and there it is.
Blammo.
So directory index, HTML. Let's change this to say HTML. I'll just simply take the L off the N, save the file. So File, Save, and we'll just go ahead and minimize that for the moment. So if I come back into my Web page, what's it gonna do when I refresh this?
Something that you're probably not going to expect, considering you didn't rename the file.
No, it's going to do the same thing because you didn't restart the server.
Okay. So you saying I didn't rename the file?
I don't think so. Did he?
Nope.
Did it not get renamed? So we need to take a quick peek at the file again. So let's just kind of move that down for a minute, and let's rename it. Very good. At least Kristen was going to fall for it.
Okay, act like that was your evil plan.
Oh, yeah, shut up. All right, now what's it going to do when I refresh it?
Same thing.
Because?
Oh, yeah, you already renamed it. But it's not going to do what you want it to do because you haven't restarted the server.
What? No, that's right. What do you look?
Yeah. Oh, nothing.
So we'll restart the server again. Just use a little click icon.
And now it'll bring up my very first web page.
There you go. Using the .htm as the default page.
Right.
So now that you've seen how to change it, so I guess if you think about it, we've looked at a pretty good amount of content in this section right here, haven't we? I mean, we've shown where to go to find, where's the Apache website, how do you download it, where you find and download it, and all that good stuff, how to install it on your system and the things to answer, how to go in there and verify that everything's good, where to put web pages at, where to change the config file, how to restart the server. That's a pretty good amount of content.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, so anything else, Logan, you want to add? Or
That's about it. Your machine's running as a web server for testing stuff now.
Awesome. So with that, that'll conclude this section. Thanks, guys.